Hey guys, I want to show you how to make these really quick and simple shaker cards today using just some acetate or plastic packaging and a few sequins or shaker bits that you have in your stash.
Now to get started, I am going to go through my crepe paper hooray cards to figure out which ones will work best for this project. And you'll see that I've got some of the Daiso photo sleeves over to the left, and I've got a couple of those in I've got two different styles, and then they each come in a variety of colors. One's got some stars around the border, and then the other one's got some banners and what looks like confetti. So once I figure out, what cards I may possibly want to use, I'm going to narrow that down even further by lining up these photo sleeves with the cards. Just try to figure out, which ones work best. Some of these may not work for this project, so that's what I'm trying to figure out here. Now once I've got my selection narrowed down, I'm going to measure that sleeve and then I'm going to trim my card so that it's going to fit in there. So I'm going to cut off the back of it first, and then I'm just going to slowly take off pieces from each side. I know that the overall size is, I believe it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/4, but it's when you've got an image in the middle, you're just kind of trimming a little bit from each side. So I'm basically just eyeballing it here. I do that a lot, I realize. After doing a lot of these card videos all at once, I realize that I don't do well with measurements, that I usually just eyeball stuff, which doesn't really help you guys out. But unless you have this card stack, you're not going to be able to replicate it 100% anyway. So the best advice that I can give you on this is, if you're using existing cards, measure them and figure out what acetate you want to use or which packaging. So I'm going to trim this guy down and then I'm going to slide him in here. Now it is at this point that I realize that these are not going to be sealed on all sides. I had originally thought that they would be, but they are true just photo sleeves with an open side at the top. And the pieces on the back that have that backing that I peeled off, that I thought was actually, like the top of a cello bag kind of, is not. It's adhesive to just attach your sleeve to something else. So what I end up doing, because I had already pulled the backing off, is I'm just improvising here, and I pull off the other backing as well, and then I stick this down to the back of the original card that the llama was attached to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up sealing this, but I do it in a way, it's not the best, but it's working with what I had. Now, this is a really good time to kind of let you guys know that this tutorial and this card is actually inspired by It's Me JD, and I will link her channel up in the corner, and I'll also put a link down in the description box. But I love watching her videos, and I love watching her tutorials because she's so genuine. And she doesn't edit out all of the mistakes or the fails. She just goes with it, and she's just so realistic in her crafting. and yet the stuff that she creates is still so beautiful. And she just seems, I mean, I don't know her in person, but she just seems like such a sweet person. So if you haven't checked out her channel, definitely go do that. But this is inspired by a card that she created using some packaging that she actually wraps around the card. So hers does seal correctly and completely on all sides. But what you see what I did with mine is I just ran some tape or ATG adhesive along the top where that should be sealed, and then press my plastic down on there. So I'm showing you how I did this again. So I'm sliding a little bit of confetti in there. I'm shaking it slightly so that it kind of flattens out. I'm putting some ATG tape on my card, I'm sliding it in, and then I'm pressing that plastic down so that it seals. Now on the llama card and on the card that you see to the right that says just a little bit old, the ATG adhesive doesn't really show. It just kind of blends into the card. This one right here, it does have a darker background, so it does show a little bit, but that's all right. We're gonna put some things on the card to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit, so you know you won't actually see, or your eye won't be drawn to that adhesive, I guess. So now that I've got my simple cards done, I'm just going to decorate. I'm going to go into my stash and use a lot of those clear stickers from Daiso. They work perfect here. And I'm going to use some dimensional stickers on both the girl, I'm going to change up her party hat, and the llama as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to put some close-ups at the end and show you a little bit of a shake at the end. And I hope this inspires you to go and make some of your own easy shaker cards, and go and check out It's Me JD. I'll see you guys in the next video.